Hello. It's still going. Hello and welcome to You and I Builder Live on today, this wonderful Thursday. That was my energy. My name is Brad Tilden. I'm an outbound PM with the Next Experience team here at ServiceNow. And joining me is...
Hi, I am Maria Gabriela. I am also an outbound PM with the Next Experience team here at ServiceNow. Today, we're going to have kind of a low-key live kind of show. So everybody grab your favorite hot cocoa and just sit back and relax while we do something. What are we doing today, Brad?
Well, the last time we were here, we talked about how we were going to do some things today that we're not actually going to do because I couldn't get them working. So we're going to wait and we're going to do debugging and CLI stuff in 3 weeks, I think is the second week in September, which is the, 12th-ish. Will be the second Thursday in September. But today, Gabby is going to work on the Wishlist app some more, I believe.
Yes. So for everybody, real quick, we're going to be back on September 14th at the same time.
There we go.
So to catch everybody up who may not have been here with us a couple of times ago, the Wishlist app was for my birthday extravaganza back in July. I can't believe I'm a month. Wait a minute. What am I doing? If this is part 2, the crown needs to come back.
Right. That's right.
There we go. Okay, we're ready now. Oh, I love the little hats. Perfect. So what we did last time is, I'm going to give it a second for the screen to show perfect. So what we did last time is we made a WishHub app. Let me show you guys what it does. We ended up poking around and making a application that if you click on it, it shows you stuff that people have on their wish list. So what I want to do today is I want to do 2 quick things. First, I want to add a conditional on this modal popping up that makes something else show up here if they don't have anything on their wish list yet. And then I want to make it so if something does pop up on their wish list, I want people to be able to dib it and say, hey, I want to gift this to them. Does that sound achievable, Brad?
I like that. Yeah.
Awesome. So first, let's start with the condition. And now is the moment where we try to remember how this all works. Here it is. Open or close modal dialog. And I think you told me that we can trigger it conditionally here.
Yes.
Now, what can I put in here? Do you know off the top of your head?
You can use a formula, really any JavaScript. What do you want to, so we want to say like if a count is 0 or if it's greater than 0, go ahead and trigger it. Is that?
Yes.
So let's find the data resource that we're looking at first.
And that one comes from... I'm going to just remove that for a second. So let's see, where is it showing up? I think it's in the repeater. Lookup items. Awesome. Perfectly named. There it is. Lookup items. Awesome. So that's the one that we want.
We're giving this a person and then it looks up all the items for that person.
That's what we should be doing. Yeah, Wishlist is state that selected wish list, and we're getting that from, I think we're updating the client state parameter when we click here. Yep. And then we're getting that from...
I think we may run into a race condition here.
What's that?
Right. So what we want to do is when you click the person, it sets the client state parameter to that person's sys ID. Then we use that sys ID to go get the list of items and bring it back. but we're opening the modal dialog before we get the list of items.
Oh, we are.
So we may want to trigger the modal open based on the data resource success event.
Oh, okay. So then we do that.
Reorder those, and technically it's all asynchronous, so they're not supposed to fire in order, although I think in reality we notice that they always do fire in order. But
so then
assures me that they don't fire in order.
So then I think we need to go to the actual data resource, go to add event mapping, and data fetch succeeded.
Yep, and I think we may run into an issue here, but let's try it.
So then we go to open modal.
Yep.
And I want it to open modal, items list, and I'm going to hit add. So let's see if that works just right off the bat. I'm going to delete this. And let's hit save.
Can you go back to go click into the config tab on this lookup items? Okay, yeah. I wanted to make sure it's only when invoked. Otherwise, we're going to get modals all over the place.
Awesome. So let's see. We've got... Awesome. It works.
It works.
So now we need to make it conditional. And we do that from here?
You're still showing...
Thank you. And just for everybody, I went into the event, and then there's a conditional checkbox here.
So I think what we need to do, so you can click the little copy thing. There you go. And then open that back up. And so in parens, I think we just want to do that is greater than 0, I believe. The thing that you copied is greater than 0.
Will do. Let me turn off Grammarly because it's literally in my way. What the heck?
Yeah.
It won't let me see. There we go. So this greater than 0?
I think this will work.
Oh, neat. Let's see.
There's a tiny issue that we may run into that we'll see. We did run into it, I think. Sometimes I have problems accessing the data from the data resource on the success event.
Oh, could it? Oh.
Oh, length. There we go. Yeah.
Let's see.
Results gives us an array. That's a good call. This will be great if it works. But that conditional events thing is really nice, and that's on any event handler. Oh,
look at that. It worked. Nice.
Awesome.
Now.
So we're done.
Well, that's kind of not the greatest user experience.
Exactly.
If I just click it and nothing happens. How can I make something pop up?
So we could add another event handler that shows a notification.
Maybe a popover?
We'd have to create a popover, but we could do a popover. I think a notification might be a little bit better user experience.
So let's see.
Add alert notification. Yeah.
Advanced conditionally, and we do the same except, whoa.
It's going to be equal 0.
Equal 0 or greater than 0?
But wasn't the last one greater than 0? So we want this to show up if it's 0, right?
Oh, right.
I think you need to double equals. So.
Thank you. And then what do I put here?
So.
Oh, no.
No, go back to the form. You were in the right spot. So ID just has to be unique. So that you can think of this like a lowercase dashes. Yeah. And then status, I think tells us, I think status gives us like what color it is. And then you can give it an icon, and then content is the actual message. And then this will work, but it won't be dismissible. I forget how we can make it dismissible, but that should work.
Awesome. Let's see what happens now. I can click mine and it happens. I can click this one. No items on this wish list. Yay, that's perfect.
We should make that dismissible though.
Oh, we should?
Go to the developer site. I always have to look it up unless somebody knows what the thing is.
Let's see.
It's on the alert component on the developer site. We don't see if you're going to the developer site though.
Yeah, I was doing it in a different window. Just
But this is like anytime I have to add a notification that it has to be more than just text there, I always have to go look it up. Action. If you go to maybe, I think there's go to the playground. Oh, cool. Or not.
Oh no, my computer's dying. I think I did see that there's going to be, I didn't see when, but I did see that there's going to be maintenance on the dev site.
Let's see, what is the type? Did you find it?
Nope.
So I think we want action. So type is dismiss is what we want.
Dismiss or dismissible?
Just dismiss.
Awesome.
And you can use your preview button doesn't work, huh? I didn't get a chance to test it.
Oh, I haven't risked it. Awesome, it's dismissible. Perfect. So I did port this application before we were working on Utah, and now we're working on Vancouver. So Vancouver does have a neat little preview that we can use here if you want, or you can use open URL path, which is what I've been using. So now we need to work in the modal. And I want people to be able to click on here and dib it. So that means I have to
field for that.
Field first. Okay. Go to AES. And I will switch tabs here in a second. Boop. There we go. Oh, somebody in chat says that today is maintenance day. That makes a lot of sense. So let's see. I have this in the item. So Ravi has a great question, Brad, that I think you can answer. Does preview work when we have multiple variants on the page?
Yeah, that's like most of the value of preview is that it lets you preview the current variant without saving the page. And so it just brings up a preview. And so if you have 10 variants and your user might see the second one, you can still preview any of the variants. So it's whichever variant you're working on right now.
Because open URL path will show you the variant that your user would see, right?
Yeah.
And if you hover over this, it says preview this variant. Nice. So I've already got my fields. Should I just add a button now?
Are you pulling that field back from the data resource?
Oh, great point. Let's take a look. Image. No, I am not. Let's add this right here. I want dibbed. And do we need to call the field if we want to set it?
No, that's only if you want to show it. So you would
only if I want to show it.
Do you want to show who dibbed it?
Okay, let's go and do that.
That could be good because then you can show like a checkbox if it's not dibbed, but if it is dibbed, you can just not show the checkbox and show who dibbed it. Right.
Awesome.
So that's the most times I've said dibbed in the sentence in my life.
So let's add something. Something I really like about Vancouver is all of the containers are pink and it looks like the components are blue.
Yes, we redid a lot of the stage, the preview stage, and so things should be easier to move around on the stage. And if you see that little icon in between heading 3 and 3 vertical dots, that lets you like walk up and down the content tree from the middle. So like if you wanted to get the parent container, you could click on that and get to the parent container. So that's pretty helpful on pages that are really complex and maybe the components aren't named very well, so you don't really know where stuff is. You don't have to go over to the content tree and do things. So we're trying to make things a lot easier in terms of moving stuff around and finding things here.
Wow, that's pretty awesome. Let's add something after, and we want a checkbox.
Sounds right.
Can checkboxes have labels?
Yes, I believe there is a label. Yep.
There it is. So then
I guess you'd want to leave the checkbox on too. So
just disable it though, right?
Ideally, you would want, if I dibbed something, I should be able to undib it, but nobody else should be able to. I guess that could be a stretch goal for us. But that seems a little more complicated.
Okay. So I want it to say dibs. And I want it to be, okay, I got the size. Oh my goodness. Earl's going to count how many times we say dib. This is amazing.
Dib, dib, dib.
So
hopefully he's not playing a drinking game.
So would I play? Not would I play. So would I do dib here to see if it's checked or not?
So remember, you're inside of a repeater at this point, even though we don't have the numbers anymore.
Oh, so I need to do an item.
Yeah.
Dot
value. So we got index is new, I think, as of Vancouver, or it looked new to me. And then you need dot value again. That lookup records always returns either value or display value. And every time I forget.
Awesome. So then we've got.
Oh, so checked. Oh yeah, that's going to return true false, so that'll work. Yeah.
So let's see if that worked. We got dibs. So I've dibbed duct tape. Does that stay persistent? No, it doesn't. Do I need to save something?
Yeah, so what we'll need to do is on the check, we'll need to save that to the
event
database. Yeah. Yeah, that's the right one. And then
how do I?
Oh, you need to add the update record event handler, or the update record data resource to the page first. So through data resources, and then it'll give you an event handler to call it with. So it's called update record, and it's under global. Because of course, right? That's common things are under global.
Yeah.
We are gonna make that better.
I want to name it update item. Remember, people, rename your data resources.
Yes, container labels, data resource labels, and IDs are helpful to rename.
So only when invoked?
Yes. So there's two types of data resources. There's lots of types, but one of the types is what they do. So they can either query data or mutate data. So if they're writing data, then you don't bind properties to it, because when a property value changes, the data resource gets called, and you wouldn't want to do that for something writing data to the database. So you pass data at the time you call it through the event handler. So now if you add an event handler, you'll get, no, I think you may just need to scroll down to the data resource. It's probably all the way at the end.
Here it is. Update item execute.
Yep. And then now you can set the values.
Okay. And here I do item.
Do you have the name of the table somewhere?
Technically.
Maybe it was just to hard code this. So
okay.
I would generally hard code the table name. If it's like for dibs, you're always going to be updating this item table, right?
Awesome. So now let me see, how do I get this table name? I haven't gotten to mess around in AES very much. What if I just hit preview? Oh no.
There you go. I think you can like copy the URL, and then I think if you right click on the ITE link, you can say copy URL, and then that table name is in there somewhere.
There it is. So I'm going to go back here.
There you go.
Awesome. And then
so this one, this is where you want to reference the item value. I think if you go row data, so the record, you want the sysid, right?
Oh.
Yeah, so I think that's row data.unique value. And then for
here's
values, so this one you'd want to set dib and dibbed by probably. So dibbed. I think I would say dibbed is, and then whatever the value is, because then if somebody unchecks it, it also works.
And how do I access that value?
Type in I bet it's payload.value, but type in payload. Yeah.
Awesome. And then dibbed by is.
So here go at context session, and then there's a ton of session properties that you can't see.
Oh.
Yeah, user. There, you may have to keep going. Yeah, user, and then there should be like sysid or ID or something in there.
Sysid.
Yeah. So there's a lot of user context that you have access to. Oh my gosh.
Awesome.
So I think you could just apply that.
It feels kind of weird to build that with a filter builder.
Yeah, it's this this data resource. You don't have to use the filter builder, but it passes an encoded query for that property. And so the easiest way to build an encoded query is with the. So one thing that we'll probably want to do is trigger that refresh data resource again. It's like
it worked.
Okay.
Awesome. So now.
So click the X and refresh the page and click it again and make sure that it actually saved it.
Good point. Good point.
There we go.
Awesome. Now I want that whole checkbox to go away if it is dibbed, and I want something else to show up.
Yeah, we can do that.
So that would be under, where's the little, here's component visibility.
Oh, I still see your render.
Oh, thank you.
Yep. So hide component, and then you would just want to switch it to,
Item.value.dibbed.value.
Yep, that looks right.
So if it is dibbed, it will hide it. Awesome. So then I do the opposite. Can I do like exclamation mark?
Yeah, you could just say like, you could also do like a dibbed by, and then whoever the dibber is.
Dibbery.
The dibber or the dibby.
the bee. Oh,
I always use stylized text, but you can use whatever. I have had people ask me why I use stylized text so much. I just like it. Yeah, you gotta kill that preset.
None, please. Remove. Thank you. So can I do a combination of binded data and regular text, or?
So there's, you can use a formula here, which is, I think, the way that I like to do it. There's a concat.
Concat.
Yep. So then you can do text and then comma and then use the value. Oh, but you're still, you didn't switch to data binding.
Oh, I didn't? Thank you.
I was wondering why I was like, is this a bug or did we just not know it? Could very well have been a bug.
Oh, that is sick.
Boom. Formulas are very nice.
Can I do it like that?
You may need to put parens around the item.value, but I'm not sure, to be honest.
We're sure about to find out.
It killed your parens, so hopefully this works.
Oh.
I think this did work because otherwise it would be hiding this because duct tape is dibbed.
Awesome.
So we need to refresh the data resource, I think, if we want that to show up.
Oh, yes. And then I want... Okay, so first let's refresh the data resource. And that happens when I update item. Can I refresh a data resource from a data resource?
You can. You can. It's all about event chaining. We're still seeing your runtime, though.
Thank you. So then I go to the update item data resource and I add event mapping.
Yep. And then you can just hit that refresh again for lookup items. So there's a little bit of a risk here because we are popping the modal based on a successful list refresh. But I think because it's already open, it shouldn't affect anything, but just something to think about as you're doing things on data resource success. If there's multiple reasons you're going to do that data resource.
Oh, this is awesome. So now I want something else to show up here that says undib. Yeah, or should I do it with the original?
So should it be if you are the dibber, you should be able to undib it, but you shouldn't be able to undib somebody else's dib. All right, Earl, what are we
Exactly. If you're the debris.
There we go.
If you're the debris, how can I tell UI Builder if I'm the debris?
So UI Builder knows who the dibber is, and it knows who you are because it has access to context.
Are we getting to the realm of a script? Are we about to hit code?
I think we might want to write a script to show and hide the checkbox. Yeah.
Oh no, suddenly my computer stopped working.
we can write an if statement. I think we got it.
And I just go, so why is it called client scripts here? Thank you.
So I don't think we don't actually need a client script. We can do it in the component value. Right. So
I'm in the checkbox.
Yeah. So for that hide component, so what we really want to do is we want to say if it's dibbed and I'm not the dibber, then don't show the checkbox. So we may so that that'd be item.value.dibbed by. Yeah, that's right. Does not equal context. Yeah, you got it. I don't know if this is going to work, but this is like value? Kind of sort of a script. I don't know. What did we have in the... I think you have to click out of that.
If expects 3 arguments given...
Oh, if. Yeah, I don't think you can do... I think if you get rid of the if, just delete if, but leave the paren.
Oh, it worked! Wait, no. Did it? It's back.
Because you are the dibber. That did work, yeah.
So it doesn't hide it. So
it shouldn't hide it because you're the person that dibbed this.
So instead of hiding it, can I do this under disabled?
Oh, so you want to always show it, but only make it disabled
if you're not the dibber.
Yeah, we could do that. So then we always leave it there.
Yeah, I figured that might be better. So then...
So you should see it, but then if you impersonate somebody else, they shouldn't be able to dib or undo. Oh, that worked.
And it went away! This is so exciting! Awesome. So now time to see if I can impersonate somebody else without messing everything up. Oh no, does this mean we have to like worry about permissions?
It's possible. Do you have another admin user in your instance?
I'm about to make another admin user. Quick, Brad, say something interesting to keep them distracted while I do this.
Yeah, so we went over Vancouver stuff last week. 2 weeks ago. There's a lot of good stuff in Vancouver. Gabby did an academy. Was that last week? Let me look at my calendar. We did a Next Experience UI Academy last Wednesday around the new UI and theming. And then on the third Wednesday of September, we'll be doing a Next Experience Academy around UIB and components and workspaces. And we'll probably talk about some of the Gen AI stuff like case summarization and workspaces.
Check it out.
Oh, our faces are in the way. Earl, there we go. It
Look
did
work. Earl.
There we go.
It did work. That's fantastic.
Is Jesselyn actually logged in, or no, you're logged in? That would be fun.
No, I impersonated. Let me end impersonation real quick.
Oh yeah, and then it should switch.
Oh, that's fantastic. Is there a way to sort the order of what gets returned in my repeater?
Sure.
According to whether it's dibbed or not?
Yeah. I mean, so basically for sorting in a repeater, you just have to be, if you can sort the data in a way, you can do that with the repeater. So it's all about the data resource. So however the data resource is returning the data is how the repeater is going to show it. So the repeater is really just getting passed an array. And so it's going to show the array in whatever order it got passed to it. So if you sorted by dibbed, yeah. I don't know if you could do like a more advanced sorting.
There we go.
Where if you wanted it alphabetical and sorted by dibbed, but
it's doing it. That's amazing. I didn't even have to hit save yet.
Yeah.
So that answer, somebody asked it in the question. MeTube asked it in the chat. So we can sort it. It just is dependent on the data resource. That is awesome. I want it ascending. So what was supposed to be our stretch goal? I think we just did our stretch goal.
I think that was the stretch goal. It is funny. Like once you get the hang of it, stuff that seems like it would be more difficult can go pretty fast.
I think a personal challenge for this show is to one day come up with something that you're going to have to code. We're going to have to make a script of some kind. We can't just do it any other way. There
are some use cases.
That is really awesome. What else can we do to this? Let's spend some what's left of our time here making this actually look good. Because that in itself can be a challenge. So let's start with this area out here. I want this to not look like this.
Can you click into that modal again?
Yep.
Is that resizable?
No.
I could have sworn one of the Vancouver features was resizable modals, but maybe that's like a Xanadu feature or something that I got confused about. Yeah, it was that one. Yes, there.
It has sizes. You can change.
Yeah, that's always been there. Minimum resize.
Enable resize.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. Oh, and you can tell it, I never want it to be bigger or smaller than.
Oh, wow.
Vancouver feature.
Vancouver feature. Let's preview it here. It's just loading right now.
I'm looking at it. There we go.
Oh, no, I know.
Loading.
I know.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Should we flex it instead of the grid so that you get more, if you make it wider, you get more boxes?
Let's do that. So I need to go to the repeater?
Yeah. And then I guess the card-based container, you might need to give it like a fixed width. Like, is that in? Yeah. I do like the little like Flexbox and grid. Like, I didn't need those icons, but it is kind of nice to.
They look very nice.
Like, yes, this is the big difference. Media queries are not supported. Somebody just asked that. And I will follow that with yet. So, yeah.
Can cells be styled on hover?
No, we are not really doing any conditional styling. Right? Well, that's not entirely true. So you can't style them conditionally through UIB, but if there is a theming hook for that, so there could be like a hover theming hook, And so if there is, then you can apply, a value to that theming hook, but not through UIB. That would be through the theme engine. Did you give this I haven't been paying attention. For the card-based container, did you give that like a fixed width?
The card-based container, I did not give it a max width.
I think if we do that, yeah, then you'll get more that show up.
Let's see what happens. A real use case would be to fill the modal with an actual record form with a specific view.
That's doable. That's just not our use case right now.
That
We're
almost
still
feels...
looking at UIB. Is that?
Yeah, I'm just
Okay.
refreshing here. It's taking a little while.
Oh, I guess we need a min width.
Oh, that's beautiful. What are you talking about? This is ready to be shipped.
We're done.
We're done. Production ready. Let's min width. And then,
yeah, I guess depending on your view of what responsive means, it is responding to something.
Look at how responsive that is. Beautiful. Also, I put the shadow on the container, not on the card, it looks like. Card, wait, no, repeater. No, it is. Okay, so we've got the card.
And there's some sort of CSS issue here where things are overflowing outside of the container. What if you go show advanced layout options? It's been so long since I've built a portal.
Yeah, gap. Oh. There we go. Wrap child elements to multiple lines. There it is.
Is that
and
it?
then I want it to be space around. Let's see what happens. Perfect.
All right, what if we, yeah.
Awesome. So let's see. I want it to be 250 by 250. I'm going to hit save.
Will definitely look nicer. You just got to have people put the right images in there.
Well, you're right. It does look a lot nicer, but it gets cut off. Can I make it? This should have a flex shrink option.
Oh, yeah.
And then I want this to also do shrink, please.
I have no idea how this is going to work.
Yeah, because we're getting to the fun part of UIB.
Styling isn't what I would call the fun part, but that's fine. To each his own, or their own.
What do you mean you don't like to throw your head against CSS for 8 hours a day and cry over margins and padding?
I don't really miss that part of building portals when that was all I did.
My favorite moment of building portals was explaining to a customer that, yes, I agree. When this window goes down, it shouldn't look very different. They wanted their header to stay in the center of the page.
Mm-hmm.
And anytime it would go down, it would snap wide, then small again. And then at the end of me fixing that, they go, wait, what do you mean you spent 9 hours on this?
Yeah.
How hard could it be? And it was like, yes, I spent 9 hours of my life resizing this window over and over again, wondering why nothing was working. This is what you pay me for. It was so hard to justify. I don't blame them.
Yep. Yeah, when I was consulting, I had a customer who had sent us, we had some designs and I built the site, and it was like, someone was like, hey, I measured the width of this and it's 799 pixels instead of 800 pixels. And it was my fault. It should have been 800 pixels. But I was like, really? You can tell?
Like, really? This is what you care about?
Yeah, I'm not a designer though, so it is important.
It is very important. Okay, I those 9 hours were very important to the go live of this portal. Okay. Let's go 500 pixels.
Ooh, I bet that'll fit. You may only get one of them to start, though.
There we go. Except 500 pixels is awful. Ugh.
You can make them just 500 pixels tall and 250 wide.
Good point. Okay. Anything else you guys want to see us do in the next 10 minutes?
Otherwise,
no.
We can end early.
I'm going to move this down. I want this to...
Are you going to spend the next 9 hours making this page look nice?
Yes, I am going to spend the next 9 hours making this look better. Let me refresh the page. Look at that. It looks better already. And we've got no items on our wish list. We can click on this. Why are you so wide? Stop it. What else will we need here?
We do have a question. When do you have the CLI episode planned? Well, it was planned for today, but I ran out of time. So we're going to do it the second Thursday in September, which I think is 3 weeks from today. So we'll do CLI stuff, and then we will also take a look at the new browser extension, the Chrome extension that's out for, I think it's called Dex Developer Tools, that lets you do some debugging and kind of walk through the Shadow DOM, things like that.
I know what we can talk about for 10 minutes.
Uh-oh.
Brad, can you explain what Innovation Lab is?
Oh, I can explain what I think I know Innovation Lab is. But Innovation Lab is basically where we put things out that maybe ServiceNow employees have built, or things that we want to people to be testing and, beta testing, that sort of thing. But none of the things we put on there, I think, are technically supported. And we do put things out there, and they'll flip from Innovation Lab to the full store to where they are fully supported. But it's a way for us to get things out there that people can use. So there's like there's some stuff that like our internal IT department has built there's like a couple of dashboards. There's like a CIO dashboard and a CISO dashboard that are all UIB built that are out there that I know some customers have been using. They're pretty extensive in terms of dashboarding and all sorts of stuff out there. And then also, I think
a surprise. So this is something that we just hit Innovation Lab, but it's something that I've had a lot of people ask me about Theme Builder. Component specific theming. So we've got this out right now. If you've got an instance on Vancouver, a non-prod instance on Vancouver, and you go to the store, you should be able to find version 2.1 of Theme Builder under Innovation Lab. And once you request it on the store, you can then go and let me share my screen again. Man, these interns, you just can't find good interns anymore. There we go. So you go to plugins and make sure that you resync your new application manager with the store. After you do your request and it gets approved, you can type in Theme Builder and it will have a version upgrade to 2.1. Now, like Brad said, this is not an official release by any means. There could be bugs. There could be any amount of things happening with it. So definitely only install in your subprod. But what you can do is once you have that, you can go, here's your typical editor view. You can go to component styles, editing, and you're able to click in on these specific components and you can change their colors. And you can change different stuff about them. Go in there, test it out. Let me know if you have any feedback or if you want to see more of this. Theme Builder 2.1 is only compatible with Vancouver, and it's only for non-prod instances because it is an Innovation Lab release. If you have, and this is pretty much the first time we're announcing it. So you're getting a super secret first look into something really awesome that's coming in the future. If you have any feedback, you should find me on sndevs.com or on the community. And just remember, Innovation Lab, like we said, but it is something really cool that we're looking for feedback on. So let me know what you think and have fun. Something that I really like is that as part of the 2.1 release, there is now an accessibility checker. So this little notification popped up and it's telling me that this component has contrast issues. And if I click edit, it will let me, well, first, I need to go to the correct scope. There we go. Now I can click edit and it gives me more information on what I can change it to. And then here, there's a little contrast ratio buddy down here. You can even hide inaccessible choices.
Ooh,
nice.
That's nice.
Wow, that's really nice. You can see like 2 of my brand colors are not good. So I can change it here. And there's even an undo button. I'm so happy about that. You can see, oh wow, this is really awesome.
The number of components is a little limited now, but this is, again, just kind of an early version of this where it's just heading, text link, the badges, and highlighted values.
Yep. So you guys got a super early preview into this. Let me know what you think. Go out there and don't try to break it. Be nice. But, if you do end up breaking it, let me know so we can get it fixed. But I think that's about it for our show today. Brad, do you want to close this out?
Yeah, thanks everybody. Thanks for joining. Thanks, Gabby. That was awesome. We accomplished a lot, maybe too much for our amount of time. But yeah, we'll be back in 3 weeks. We will talk components. Some of the Vancouver changes in the CLI are pretty exciting, or they're exciting if you've been building custom components and trying to install the CLI. But yeah, we'll be back in a few weeks. Thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of your day.
Bye-bye.